and even my midget fetish, which kind of scares her, but we'll talk about that another time.
We're not supposed to say that. I think I found that out on the last show.
Little people.
Right, there you go.
Yeah. Did I talk about them on the last show too?
Here's the, if I can say something to anyone out there that's listening to us, it's that I was violated in the worst way by the one that I love the most in the world. When I say I was violated, somebody violated two of us at one time. And again, there's no excuses for what I did. And yesterday, again, I needed you here. And God put you in my hands and said, here, don't say anything. You don't need to talk, but you pulled up here,
Mm-hmm.
And when that happens, it starts a new cycle of things that you have guilt about. You wonder how you can let a situation happen. But you can also say, hey, I can fix this if I stay off the sauce.
Yeah.
For me. I can never take it away from what happened to this person, but I can at least be there and be present. And the biggest violation that, three of the people that I love the most in the world, the biggest violation they've ever had to themselves has not compared to the violation that I did by just talking to that old friend, that whiskey locker, So I guess what I'm trying to get at is I violated them worse with what I did than if I sexually abused them, and I hope that's coming across the right way.
Yeah, it is, but
because I'm the guy that's supposed to protect them, and instead, we did the one thing that they wish would never, ever happen to me again.
Well, it happens, and that's what you knew to go to. Like you said earlier, you thought it was your old friend. You'll realize that it's not your old friend. It's poison.
No,
it's hell.
Alcohol is not my friend at all.
It's a process, Jamie. If this was so easy, I probably wouldn't have a podcast about it. I would have just stopped drinking. And I think that's the difference between people who aren't as deep. I think we had that conversation in the car the other day. Is for people who just go out, like my brother, he's addicted to hunting. He will not admit it, but everybody's addicted to something, in my opinion. And for us, we're addicted to alcohol. We drink that alcohol. Good times, bad times, sad times, only times we drink alcohol. And after a while, your body becomes dependent on it. And it's dangerous because it harms your liver. It shuts down your liver, it shuts down your kidneys. It does all kinds of...
For me, it's chronic pancreatitis.
Oh, and that hurts like hell. And...
Oh, it does. It's the most painful thing. I was on life support for days on end.
It's horrible.
And these three people that I'm talking about that were hurt by somebody else that I can't go out and do anything to because it would only hurt them worse. Or hurt by what happened to me, what my quote-unquote old friend did,
Mm-hmm.
And being an alcoholic it just sucks, brother. I mean, you're one, and I applaud you for the 16 months.
Thanks, man.
Well, I don't even have 16 days anymore. I've got I've got days. You've got months. You've got a year, and that's the thing that anybody that has ever met you in your life, you've done something amazing for, in my opinion. And I know I didn't say much yesterday. I know we just rode around to places we shouldn't have been. And, we picked up everything in Walmart in a clearance aisle, and we shouldn't have.
Wow, they had a big sale on that heat stuff.
That was so much better than picking up that fifth of vodka. I needed that, and I hope anyone listening to us will come back and say, "Hey, man, can we go to Walmart and touch shit?" Because I'll go. I'll take the chance, the Corona.
But for real though, for people like us, we do need that. Versus sitting at home.
It was amazing. We didn't talk to each other most of the time.
No, I could tell you weren't feeling well, and to get out.
Because the guilt of the damaging effects of what that does to the other people that we love, that we try not to hurt, that we try to keep this a secret from, is crazy. It's the depression that the mind gives you after knowing that you hurt everybody that has faith in you sucks.
Mm-hmm. But that's not ever once did that stop me from drinking. Knowing that when I picked that up, and even though it was just for the weekend, the thought of guilt or shame that I would have if they found out, I didn't care.
Oh, I was trying to figure that one out because I thought you were saying that you never had guilt or shame.
Oh no, I did, but it never stopped me from, like, when I was in the liquor store picking up that bottle. I never thought, I'm going to feel really guilty about this. I'm going to put it back.
Oh, for sure.
Not one time ever did I ever do that.
No.
No. I've went to a liquor store before and bought cigarettes, which probably a lot of people would say not a good idea, but it was on my way to an AA meeting, so I figured I was good. But, I mean, I don't know. And then I told everybody at AA meeting, I'm like, I was just at the liquor store getting some smokes, and they're like, why would you buy smokes at the liquor store? I was like, I don't know, because it was on the way. And they're just looking at me like, you're an idiot.
And it's comfortable. It's those people you walk in, and those are the same people after my short stint, of sobriety. It was comforting because they know you. And I actually have thought about this too. And I was like, I'm helping out a small business. I'm okay. I'm helping out. I'm doing my part during this. I'm helping out a small business.
Oh my God.
That is the psychological battery that this disease plays on you.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It's a tough son of a gun.
Right.
And I remember you telling me and giving me a book, and then ultimately taking the book back because I guess it was your favorite book. You couldn't live without it.
You weren't reading it.
I couldn't live with it. I was reading it. I remember I was waiting on glasses.
Mm-hmm.
And my counselor got my glasses, but I've probably seen too much with new vision. But regardless, what's it called? How to influence people and make new friends?
How to win friends and influence people.
Yeah, and
That's
I still
book.
haven't read that book since you ripped it out of my bloody claws.
You weren't reading it. No.
I've read a lot of books since then. I've read a shit ton of Nicholas Sparks books. But I still haven't read that particular book. And I think that's your fault. I think you should give me the book back. But yeah, it's a huge disappointment to everybody because I'm the guy that I'm not able to recite the AA book. I'm not the guy that can go into an NA meeting and even remotely understand what those people are saying. But the books that I can read and do read are amazing. They fill my mind with things. Mm-hmm. But then I get into the meetings, and I'm going to kind of segue into my podcast that we're going to start here hopefully shortly. In a brutal honesty, because I walk into those meetings and I walk into all those classes and I do all the things that you should do, quote unquote, and I hear these people for the 5, 6, 10th time, and we talked about that. And I look at them and I know they're going to go relapse. But in my mind, I'm the guy that's not gonna. I'm not gonna relapse. And so with my brutal honesty classes, or what do we call it, meetings, the brutal honesty thing is I want to call the other guy out if he needs it. But I also want to be, I know you think it's silly, but I also want to be the guy that when we're in that class, and when people are talking and being honest, I want to shut up and I want to learn something from them. And that is, I think, my truly biggest problem, nightmare, horror, whatever you want to call it, is being in these meetings and listening to these people, and they're saying everything everybody wants to hear. And I'm like, you're full of crap, and you're full of crap, and you're full of crap.
Well, that's
you, I believe you. I believe you, guy.
That's the thing,
but that's
Jamie.
why people are attracted to the brutal honesty aspect of the meetings.
Well, let's rewind it
you
for
don't
a
call
minute.
everybody out, but you can.
I'm going to rewind it, Jamie. First of all,
right.
Those other people, what they're doing, it does not affect you one bit. If they're up there saying that they do this and that, and then you watch them leave the meeting and go right to the liquor store, you know what, Jamie? Ain't nothing you can do about that. And if you want to start, and they can call it taking other people's inventory. If you want to start worrying about that guy and this guy and that woman and that, you don't got time for that, man. And that's why they say it's a selfish program, because, Jamie, the only person you have to worry about is yourself. And the moment you start throwing your attention other places, it's a lot easier to fix other people, Jamie. It's so easy. I can tell you everything you're doing wrong. I can tell you this, and that. But if you would read the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, nobody likes to be criticized. When you criticize somebody, well, they're going to go on the defensive, and they're going to throw it right back at you. Well, Jamie, you just relapsed then. So it's not good to, and I understand where you want to go with brutal honesty, but to criticize people and to judge people for what they're doing, recovery is hard. You know that. I know that. And it takes what it takes. So
it does.
My advice to you, even though you didn't ask for it, is to just kind of take your own experiences and be brutally honest with yourself in front of other people. And I think they'll open up with feeling comfortable. Like, hey, this guy just told me he just relapsed 2 days ago, and he's on a podcast again. Corey hasn't given up on him. He hasn't given up on himself. He got right back up. He's dusted himself off, and he's going again. Let's get that 3-month chip. You get that 3-month chip, Jamie, I'll buy you that book. I'll send it to you. It'll be delivered at your house.
Deal.
Okay, by a little person, maybe, if I can get a little person to do it. But yeah, so 3 months, and I'll get you that book. And if it takes 6 months for you to get that 3 months, so be it. The offer still stands. But if you want
the
to
thing that has me not upset with what you're saying, and again, I don't mean to cut you off, Corey, but with brutal honesty, it is the things that we, and I guess this is from a veteran's point of view. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago when I was all high and mighty and stuff. I'm a United States Marine, and that's my background in these things. And I want to be there for the other veterans that want me to be brutally honest with them. Say, hey, I know you're just talking to talk, man. Mm-hmm. We got to stop just talking. We got to do. Because I feel like if me personally, and I'm being selfish right now.
And that's fine.
If I had that the other night when I decided to open up that vodka, that I wouldn't have done it, man. If there was another veteran with me, I don't think I would have done it. Because he just said, you're full of shit. Look at yourself. Look at what you're about to do. And that's my part of what we're trying to get out there, because we don't have other veterans that will call you out on your bullshit. And I don't mean to swear on your podcast, but we're the best of the best. We're the strongest of the strong, and